It's few weeks to the Ondo state governorship election, and as we await the list of candidates that will participate in the exercise from INEC, we assess the man who will succeed Olusegun Mimiko as the governor of the state to occupy the #1 seat for another 4-year term. And the crisis rocking the PDP in Ondo State is palpable, with the court deciding that Jimoh Ibrahim be enlisted as a candidate of the PDP. The group says they will challenge the court decision. The PDP now in dilemma as the election day closes in. That's our focus tonight on the program. Thank you so much for staying with us, everyone. Let's get straight into the heart of the matter tonight. Since the crisis over the leadership of the PDP started, at least with the Senator Makarfi and Senator Sherif trying to get hold of the driver's seat, the states have always been getting the bad side of the whole brick bat. It happened in Edo State with 2 candidates emerging before the election, Izeyamu and Idokrienwe. And now in Ondo State, similar thing is happening. 2 candidates are said to have emerged. Look at them on your screen. Eyitaya Jegede, former Commissioner of Justice with Olusegun Mimiko, and Jimoh Ibrahim, a businessman said to be loyal to the Senator Sherif's group. Justice Okonabang and a ruling asked INEC to enlist Mr. Jimoh Ibrahim as the party's candidate. 2 primaries held. Mr. Jimoh Ibrahim emerged in the primary which held in Ibadan in Oyo State, few kilometers away from Ondo State, where the election will hold. Mr. Eyitaya Jegede, in the primary conducted in Akure, emerged as a candidate. The faction loyal to the Olusegun Mimiko group of the leadership have rejected the court decision. Well, look at them on your screen. Some of those men that will be battling for the soul of the #1 seats or position in Ondo State. Well, the factional chairman of the PDP in Ondo State, Clement Faboyede, has been speaking on the outcome of the court decision on this one. Let's hear him now.
We must take for records that despite the inherent weakness and obvious ineffectiveness of this judgment against the candidate of the SAM, legal steps have been taken to affirm the validity of his candidature and expose the flaws in the decisions of the court that are targeted at subverting the will of the People's Democratic Party and generality of the people of Ondo State. That the attempt to rewrite the judgment by changing the date of 2019 general election as contained in the entire judgment of 2019 of 29th June 2016 by his lordship and linking it with the governorship election of 2016, which was never the subject of the earlier suit, will certainly be the subject of investigation by the appropriate statutory authorities.
There you go, Clement Faboyede, factional chairman, loyal to Olusegun Mimiko and Senator Ahmed Makarfi. Let me show you a portion of the judgment that will form the spine of our discussion tonight. Well, given from the courtroom of Justice Okonabang in Abuja. If you look at the case, the suit with the applicants. Prince B. Poroye, the factional chairman on the side of Senator Alemadu Sherif, Ademola Genti, Honorable Alasoji Adagunodo, not in Ondo State, in Osun State, Honorable Taiwo Akim, Honorable Adelabu, Bowale Sholaje, Otumba Adewale Shegun Ogunbi. Looks so much like some of the leadership of the PDP in Southwest and Independent Electoral Commission and the PDP. Let's flip to the very last page of what is the enrollment order of the post-judgment application. Now, the judgment says and I read in portion, which says the INEC, the first respondent, alleged contemptor, shall accept and process for the purpose of his functions and activities in organization and conduct of Ondo State governorship election only the nomination of Barrister Jimoh Ibrahim, who emerged from primary election conducted by the first and second judgment creditors applicants on 29th August 2016 as a candidate of PDP in the said Ondo State governorship election slated for November 2016. Second, 50,000 cost awarded in favor of the applicants payable by INEC immediately. Those are the decisions coming from the court. Well, let's get perspective into this matter now. Mr. Sowunmi, a member of the PDP, joins us to discuss this matter. It looks so much like one day, one trouble for your party. This time around, it looks like the chances of your party keeps dwindling by the day with this kind of thing that we are seeing today.
No, I don't think so. I think the thing is that Nigerians must understand one thing. Politics and political contestations are not very easy on their own. The best thing would have been for people to be able to discuss among themselves and do it amicably and then go on. But most oftentimes than not, they are not able to resolve the issues by themselves, and that's why they have to go back to court. The court has a couple of things it relies on. One, the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Two, the articles and the Constitution of the party and the Electoral Act. And you must note, the law itself is not open to private interpretations. The law will be interpreted based on the parameters that, within the law and what you are bringing forward. What has happened in this Ondo issue? Before we got to the issue of Makarfi versus Sheriff at all, two critical things that Nigerians need to notice that, one, the tenure of party officials is guaranteed both by the Constitution and the Constitution of our party and the Constitution of Nigeria. Section 223 of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 Constitution is very clear on that. It says the tenure must be 4 years. Our party itself also is in tandem with that. Therefore, those organs of the state within the Southwest and indeed the whole of Nigeria had completed the issues of their ESCOs and all of that. In some locations, for instance in the Southwest, their ESCO does not even become open to contestation until about 2018. That's why those fellows went to court in the first instance, to protect their 4-year given right within the Constitution. That is the basis for this case. Unfortunately, this case came up in June. The parties were invited, INEC was invited, everybody was represented. INEC chose to be neutral there, and they were relying on the Supreme Court judgment between Uzodinma and Osita, 2011-17 All Nigerian Law Report, Part 127, page 80, which says that when there is intra-party conflicts, INEC should be neutral. And that the parties, if they do not resolve themselves, should go back to court and the court will interpret. As of June, a clear judgment has been written that, look, don't be deceived. The authority for the elections and all issues in Ondo will be the Borogun-led ESCO. There was an interpretation that they're going to have their tenure running through the whole course. There's a little thing I heard the man from Ondo say the other time. He was trying to say that because they wrote 2019 and it's not 2016 and therefore they left it unattended. They have forgotten the principle of estoppel. Estoppel means in layman's term that you cannot assume that you do not know what the intention of the law is. The intention of the law is very clear. The ESCO has a function. Among its function is to conduct congresses, manage congresses, and INEC's responsibility is just to come and observe. Now, what has happened with the new judgment that Abang has given? When they found out that in spite of the fact that they were already empowered to nominate and to present this candidate, and they presented their candidate and INEC was trying to now take a position after it had left itself without that opportunity in the court. Then they went back for an enrollment of the judgment. And of course, the learned judge, without messing about, told them very clearly, this is the law, this is the position, this is what INEC is supposed to be, and therefore, it's a little bit too late.
A lot of people will be questioning the position of Mr. Jimoh Ibrahim. The primary that brought Mr. Jimoh Ibrahim was not, according to report, was not even attended by INEC.
I don't know whether the expectation of the law when you are interpreting, when you want to interpret the law, really says that INEC must come and organize the primaries themselves. No. INEC is to observe and get a report. And I dare tell you, if there was no INEC observation and INEC report, and there was anything in, making that primaries to be invalid, no court would have granted them the prayers they are seeking now. Because
a lot of people will ask the question, especially those who are on the ground in those states will say, well, it doesn't look like Mr. Ibrahim is even on the ground. He's probably going to want to spoil the party. The party, that means the old joy that is on the ground.
Let me remind you. You see, the problem we have in Ondo is not unusual. We've seen it before in Ogun. Mimiko himself, the governor of Ondo State, in the first instance has always been a PDP member. He has had a history of hobnobbing and jumping from one platform to the other. Person was with AD. Then he jumped from AD, he came to PDP. Then he jumped from PDP, he went to Labour. Then he jumped back to PDP. Some people have been consistently with PDP in that state. And the matter is made a little bit more tense because there is the principle of equity, rotation, and fair play in all our states. Which means that if your senatorial district have produced the governor today, it will be naturally expected that some of the other senatorial districts will be considered. Okay. One of the things that is making this issue a little bit heightened in Ondo is because, incidentally, Governor Mimiko has not come to the table with equity. And if you don't come with equity, you cannot get justice. So the people are saying that the man that they have produced seem to come from the area where a lot of people are expecting the governor to report, which is Jimo Ibrahim.
We'll take a moment. And when we return on the program, more on the Ondo PDP crisis. Promise to be more intriguing when we return. Stay with us.